If you have a prayer book next to you, we'll open it to the top of page 10 in the prayer book. Black page numbers we're looking at, top of page 10. Very top of the page. How good it is and pleasant that we're all together. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim 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 shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, hine matov. Halalai, halalai, halalai. Hine matov, hine matov. Halalai, halalai, halalai. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevet achim gam yachad. We're still on the top of page 10. Ma yafeh hayom, how beautiful is this Sabbath day. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Ma yafeh hayom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Top of page 11. Dodili. Dodili. Ani lo haroel ashoshani. Dodili. Dodili. Ani lo haroel ashoshani. Dodili. Second line. Mizot olam min hamidbar. Mizot olam min hamidbar.
Kotler, and we welcome you all here to Shabbat services here at Congregation RME. I want to welcome all of you who are worshiping with us here in our sanctuary in Calabasas, and those of you who are worshiping with us through the live stream. Thank you to Bronze Productions for making it possible. We are here at Shabbat, and as we just sang from Song of Songs, Shir HaShirim, Jewish love poetry, we are in a moment filled, we hope, with love. In Song of Songs, it's between a beloved and her beloved, which the rabbis understand as a song between, a love poem between God and the Jewish people. And we can understand it as a sense of mutuality, that if we bring love, others may bring forward love. And perhaps all the world will be filled more with love and hope and possibility. We stand here today, the world is bursting forth with love and with hate, with pain and with joy, with hope and with promise. We sit here having been assaulted in the news. No matter where you come from, what channel you turn on, whether it's on the TV, on cable, in your newspapers, on your iPhones. Assaulted with all the stuff going on. Some we like, some we hate, but the vitriol is pulling so many of us down. Our people just went through the worry and pain of the violence on the border between Israel and Gaza, and the accusations thrown back and forth, and the loss of life, no matter whose it is, that pains us. And we celebrate hope and possibility. A new baby was born a few days ago as our other rabbi, Julia Weiss, and her husband, David Weiss, welcomed into their home a newborn baby girl. I saw and held her in the hospital when she was a couple of days old. A long child, beautiful head of hair that I covered.
22 inches.
Wow.
This is this long kid and beautiful. She'll be named, they'll announce her name on Tuesday at 9:15 here at the congregation, open to the community or available over the live stream. But we will celebrate the newest edition. Brings us up to, you have two. I have 3, 6, 5, another 3 is 8. We all
I'm done,
Robin.
Robert.
I'm done too, so, and I'm pretty sure she is, but whichever way we celebrate and new life gives us always that sense of hope and promise. And we're here tonight to do something the same and something different. To be together on Shabbat, that's the same. But to let go of words in many cases and do a lot of breathing and meditating. We'll see what Torah teaches us about bringing forward our gifts, the offerings of our heart. And if we can start and hold forward with those offerings of our heart, the gifts of our heart and mind, then perhaps that will count. And that will lift us up, lift up our community, our state, our country, our world. So sit back just for a moment. And close your eyes for a moment. And breathe in. And breathe it out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Keep breathing. And remember, there's 4 sides to every breath. There's the in breath. There's the top of the breath. Then there's the out breath. And then there's that bottom when there's nothing within. And then we breathe in again. And a constant cycle, a constant gift. And when we become aware of it, it calls us forward to live in the breath, to live with the one who gives us breath. It's a call forward to holiness. It says, Baruch Hu, let's bless life in this moment. And we'll call called forward also to welcome the Sabbath bride, who might be a metaphor, might be all of those brides and grooms who walked out in the hills outside of Tzfat, where our congregation was a couple of weeks ago. Or it might be just that bride of love that connects us to the Holy One, to holiness. The Chadodi is on page 20 in your prayer book.
לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. First verse. שמור וזכור בדיבורך, השמיענו אל המאוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. Verse number 5, page 21. התעוררי, התעוררי, יברך בני אורי, אורי אורי, שירנה וירי. כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה.
Traditionally, at this moment, we won't do it, but we'd stand up and face the door to welcome in the Sabbath bride. But instead, I want you to even close your eyes or open if you need to read, but open your heart to those who might walk in this door. Open your heart to those you know, those you don't know, as we welcome in and form sacred community with the Holy One. As we sing verse 9.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצערה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת, לך דודי לקראת, הנה שבת נקבלה.
So I'd like to invite our bat mitzvah for tomorrow, Kayla, to come up on the bima with her parents, Yaniv and Susan and brother Caden, as we light Shabbat candles. Page 2. Think about the light that is being lit within you, the flame of hope and of promise.
La 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 la. Everybody sing Baruch Hu. Hold the U nice and long. When you run out of breath, sing another Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu. Keep singing Baruch Hu. Everyone sing Baruch Hu. Keep singing Baruch Hu. A little louder, take a deep breath. Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu. I'm not feeling it yet. Sing Baruch Hu. Not just the rabbi, but everybody else. Yeah, it's better. Nice one note. Baruch Hu. Keep singing that. Keep breathing deep breath. Baruch Page 35. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say. the answer hard to find, then listen, listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your mind. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in your way. Listen, listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen. Listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. We'll stay seated. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod, Shem Kivod, Malachuto Leolam Moed. Listen, listen to our God. Listen, listen to our God. Keep singing, listen, listen to our God. Listen, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say. Then listen, listen to our God. Listen, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Listen, listen to our God.
On page 37, we ask the question, what does it mean to love? Rabbi Rami Shapiro says that chesed, which we often translate as loving kindness, chesed is really God's overflowing, unendless, limitless love for creation, for us and you and those people out there and the world and all of existence. And if Torah is anything, it starts with love, ends with love, and is suffused with love. And our challenge is to open our heart to that love which is God and to let it in. So let's pray together at the top of page 37 in English. The words of the Ve'ahavta in interpretive English. We read, love God with every heartbeat, with every breath,
with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or you are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy before God. I am Adonai your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai your God.
Page 40. Chamocha. Prayer of praise.
Page 44, Beishamru.
passed out to many of you a sheet of paper. There are more on the table out back. Look on the side that doesn't have the orange on it, but the side with just the white at the top. This is this week's parashah, the Torah portion, Naso. And by way of background, the Israelites were in the wilderness, and they needed some sort of a tabernacle, some sort of a place to worship. So God had them create the Mishkan, this place where God would dwell amongst them. Think of it as a movable tent sanctuary that went with them in the wilderness. It was a physical place, but according to the rabbis, it was also a spiritual place. For we all carried within ourselves a mini Mishkan. We each, carrying within ourselves a divine spark, became a sanctuary to the Holy One. So the sanctuary was finished, and they set it up, and they brought all these offerings to the Eternal, to God. And God said, accept the gifts from all of the tribes. Now look in the second paragraph, verse 10. Does someone want to read some English for me? Go ahead.
The chieftains also brought the dedication offering for the altar upon its being anointed. As the chieftains were presenting their offerings before the altar, the Lord said to Moses, let them present their offerings for the dedication of the altar, one chieftain each day.
It's not there. So 12 tribes, and the 12 tribes each brought, the chieftain brought each of them an offering. So let's look at what the first chieftain brought from the first tribe. Who wants to read some English? Okay. Go ahead, start, verse 12.
Okay, the one who presented his offering on the first day was Nahshon, son of
Nachshon, son of Aminadab.
Aminadab, of the tribe of Judah. His offering, 1 silver bowl weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver basin of 70 shekels by the sanctuary weight, both filled with choice flour with oil mixed in for a meal offering. 1 gold ladle of 10 shekels filled with incense, 1 bull of the herd, 1 ram, and 1 lamb in its first year for a burnt offering, 1 goat for a sin offering, and for his sacrifice of well-being, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, and 5 yearling lambs. That was the offering of Nahshon, son of Aminadab.
So first of all, it was going to be a great barbecue when they finally but it's quite a specific list with quite a lot of things listed in it that this first one brought from the first tribe. Now on the second day, Netanel ben Zuar, the chieftain of Issachar, the other tribe, made an offering. Someone want to read what he gave? Okay.
On the second day, Nethel, son of Zuar, chieftain of Issachar, made an offering. He presented his offering, 1 silver bowl weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver basin of 70 shekels by the sanctuary weight, both filled with choice flour with oil mixed in for a meal offering, 1 gold ladle of 10 shekels filled with essence, 1 bull of a herd, 1 ram, and 1 lamb in its first year for a burnt offering, 1 goat for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of a well-being, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, and 5 yearlings lambs. That was the offering of Nathaniel, son of Zuar.
Okay, someone want to read the third day, the third offering. Some English. Okay, coming around.
On the third day, it was the chieftain of Zebulunites, Eliab son of Elon. His offering, 1 silver bowl weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver basin of 70 shekels by the sanctuary weight, both filled with choice flour with oil mixed in for a meal offering.
Now I actually cut it off there, for if we kept going,
We don't get too hungry.
We get too hungry. It would be the same offering. 12 tribes, 12 chieftains, each bringing the same offering to the Mishkan, to the Holy One, to God. And each offered the gift of his heart. So it wasn't something that God asked them to bring. They each brought the exact same thing. Flip over to the other side. Rabbi Joel Alter of Jewish Theological Rabbinical Seminary, Rabbinical School, shared a Dvar Torah. You can see it on their podcast. It was beautiful. He says in the 89 verses in chapter 7, it's a wall of words built by mostly from 12 near identical blocks. Each block records the same gift brought by each of the 12 Nisim, chieftains of the 12 tribes of Israel, on 12 successful days to join in dedicating the Mishkan upon the inauguration of its service. And so they list on what those are. It was a dignified procession, he says, each stepping forward in turn to present their dedicatory offerings on their appointed days. It seemed the very model of serene, non-competitive equality. In fact, scholar Robert Alter writes, this passage is a kind of epic inventory. Each of the tribes here accorded absolutely equal status before the sanctuary without political hierarchy, brings exactly the same offering. One can readily imagine that the members of each tribe in the ancient audience of this text would be expected to relish the sumptuousness of its own tribal offering, exactly equal to all the others, as it hears the passage read. Imagine 12 people, leaders of tribes, ego always involved in leadership, ego always involved in the jostling between the tribes. And yet, they each brought the same, each in order, none raised up higher than the other. And God accepted all the offerings. It wasn't like Cain and Abel. What happened then? One offered, and the other offered. And it seemed that God accepted one, and the other got jealous, and death came into this world, murder came into this world. No, in this case, everybody brought the gifts of their heart, offered it readily, opening their hearts. And God accepted each. We sit here tonight on Shabbat, as we sit here every Shabbat. We walk through life during the rest of the week. We live in a world of gimme, 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 take, 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 I need, I want, what will make me happy, what do I need? Or maybe we extend it to our family, or maybe the larger extended family, or perhaps a small part of our community. But here in the parasha, in the Torah portion, everybody equally gives. It's not about taking, it's about giving. It's about serving, it's about opening up. It's about supporting not just the whole community, but each individual within the community. Offerings for sin offering, offerings for thanksgiving, offerings for wellness and healing. This Shabbat, let us be reminded, it's not about taking, it's about giving. It's not about needing, it's about sharing. It's not about my truth, it's about finding a shared truth among ourselves. Don't kid yourself. The Israelites jostled for power and control and land, and who was right? And they fought brother, against sister against sister. And yet they came together as one, recognizing that there was something greater, something more important. Tonight, when we prepare for our Amidah, our prayer before God, maybe it's not an asking, gimme, 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 but it's an opening up, open-heartedness, a sharing, a softening of your heart, and wondering and offering, what do I have to give thanks for? What do I have to ask forgiveness for? What do I have to share? with this family, this community, this country, this world. Let's return to a place of open-heartedness that our ancestors brought before the Mishkan. And then maybe the open-heartedness will transform us too.
Rabbi,
Yeah?
you need a little more explanation than this. As you know, before and after this, you really left us confused. How did they come up with these numbers? Who told them to come up with these numbers? 130, 70, and is these numbers in any shape or form like what we think 18 is and all of those?
It was, a shekel is a weight of silver, so 130 shekels is 130 of, it equals the weight of 130 pieces of silver of a certain weight. The numbers, according to Torah, were the numbers that, the weights that each tribe gave, that they agreed upon among themselves, or they each open-heartedly brought for themselves. There is value in looking at each specific number, but there's also value in letting go of the numbers and seeing that it's the same amount. And it's even saying, don't get worried that he gave 130 and she gave 130 and they gave 130. Everybody gave. Everybody gave. Everybody opened their hearts up and let what they have be part of lifting up the community.
It's very interesting.
So close your book, put it on your lap, or put it on the ground. Maybe put your feet, sit, if you're able to, sit up straight. And let's pick up the books, just don't put the books on the ground, just put their holy words. So on your left, on your legs or whatever. And imagine there is a cord, a string going from your sit bones, the bottom of your tuchus, all the way up through your spine, lifting you up. Not all of us can sit up straight like this, but if you can, wonderful. And imagine you being pulled from the ground up to the heavens. And let your hands rest on your legs, on your thighs, open, fingers touching, or hands on your legs. Open your heart. Open your sense of chesed, of overflowing love. Breathe in and breathe out. Focus only on one word. Let it be chesed, loving kindness, overflowing love, chesed. Take your hand, your right hand, and place it on your heart. And if you can, your other hand, and place it on your heart. And feel your open-heartedness. And be filled with chesed, loving kindness. And breathe. Keeping your eyes closed. Open your hands and extend them palms up out as if you are bringing an offering of your love, of your goodness, of your blessings, of your mind and your soul. chesed, overflowing, unending love. And breathe. Now take your hands and place them again over your heart. And notice how in giving away and offering up your offering of love and goodness and blessing and time and holiness, your heart is still filled and undiminished, for your love is limitless. And breathe. Slowly, with your hands still on your heart, open your eyes, look around. Notice the open-heartedness and the giving, and the overflowing love shared by all, accepted by the Holy One. And there was plenty, and it is enough. And let us all say, page 60. Peace comes when we feel fulfilled. Peace comes when we are complete and allow others to be complete. It's not how much I take, but giving enough to everyone. Shalom Rav for Israel and all the world.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tassim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tassim le'olam. Ki ata hu melech hador lechol hasham.
greatest gift we give is the gift of our precious presence. It doesn't cost anything except our time. It doesn't cost anything except letting go of the need to take. But when people are going through difficult times, physical illness, emotional struggle, spiritual turmoil, mental illness, the gift of our precious presence is the greatest thing we can offer. And so we sing in a moment of Mishaberach, asking God to bring healing and wholeness to those who are struggling. And knowing that after we sing, in the days to come, we will contact those for whom we ask for blessings of healing and tell them and offer them our love. Tell them we said a blessing of healing and find a way to share with them our precious presence, not taking from them, but just giving them our time. As is our tradition, as I bring my hand around the room, mention the names of those for whom you're asking for blessings of healing. Say their name in relationship to you. And we'll sing together. Tonight we ask for blessings of healing for
Heidi Ryan, friends. For Dover family, friends, Stein Thompson family, Dimitri family, my friend Citron and John.
My friend Brian Padwin, Heidi's mom friend, my sister Frida.
Andy Kahn, a dear friend.
Henry, my brother Lauren, my niece Jessie.
My sister-in-law's Linda Allison. Linda Lakshmi.
Ask the phone blue hands, first name and hand.
Frank Bob Rule, Samantha.
For all of them and all of us, on page 253, we pray a prayer for all in need of healing.
May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah Shema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
Let's call forward our bat mitzvah. Going right over here. And representing You stand right over here. Representing our Board of Trustees, our Hinenu Caring Community Committee, we've got a Tracy Steinhauer.
Jeez, okay. Okay. Such a group. Mazel tov to you and your family. I'm honored to share the Bima with you. It has been a joy to watch you grow up from a baby to such a lovely young woman. I am very proud of the work we do at Congregation Orme. We have a great team in our rabbis, the cantor, and Diane in supporting you through this process. You are a shining example of what it means to become a bat mitzvah. Studying daily for months to learn your portion and prayers, learning to read and chant in Hebrew, writing your speech, and engaging in a mitzvah project. We are also proud of you in this milestone accomplishment. In talking to your mom, Susan, she told me you are an honors student in the academy at Portola Middle School. You are an amazing dancer and artist. I can testify. You are also so loving and kind and a great big sister to your brother, Caden. You have a love for animals. Good. You have a love for animals, which led you to volunteer with paw parents, helping to walk, feed, and comfort dogs while they are awaiting adoption. We look forward to your continuing your Jewish education, and especially to your participation in Tikkun Olam, helping to repair the world. We hope that you will continue to embrace Jewish values and traditions, like your accomplishment in becoming a bat mitzvah. With the many activities here, Orme will always be a place you can find yourself. At any age, you will always be welcome here. There is a gift here for you that I am so happy to present on behalf of Congregation Orme's Hinenu Caring Community. Enjoy your weekend, and again, mazel tov to you and your family.
Mazel tov.
Yep.
Welcome to Congregation Orme. Thank you for coming and opening your hearts and coming and just sitting and breathing with us, exploring how breathing and meditation can enhance our spiritual life. We have our Shabbat, Sh-Ohm, every so often, so come and join us. Next week is a unique and wonderful service. We're going to do two things Friday, June 1st. First is we're going to install our Board of Trustees and our officers, continuing under the leadership of our fabulous president, Fred Gruber, who will share some reflections on his year as president. And it is a moving service of passing Torah and recreating the Mount Sinai moment when we were invited to uplift and uphold Torah. At the same time, we will honor 7 of our 12th graders who studied straight through since they were young, who have been leaders in our youth groups, in our Madrechim program, who are coming to confirm their connection to Judaism, to Torah, to this community, to our values. And they will share insights from their experience. It is a truly heartfelt and evening overflowing with love, and we hope you'll join us at 7:30 here. In addition, the following week, 2 wonderful things are happening. We're going to have our Shabbat service on the 8th. It will be co-led by Cantor Doug, Rabbi Kipnis, and Rabbi for a Day Catherine Rosenthal, who at the silent auction at our Orme 1, she gifted the congregation to be able to help lead services, and she has some powerful things to say and to share. In addition, a fantastic rabbi, one of the up-and-coming stars of the Reform movement and Judaism in general, a rabbi named Sarah Bassin. She's at Temple Emmanuel of Beverly Hills. She was the featured speaker chosen at the Rabbinic School's ordination, chosen by the young rabbis. Who is someone who inspires them? They chose Rabbi Sarah Bassin. She'll be here to speak about hard truths for the Jewish future. She will push us to see what millennials see in Judaism of today and what we should do for the future. In addition, two other things I want to tell you about. One is on there will be a dinner for new partners on the 8th at I think 6:30, 5:30. So if you've joined the congregation in the last 2 years, you can sign up and come in, and we'll celebrate you. And there will be a ritual during the service for that. But the two things I want to tell you, one is we're taking another trip to Israel. This is a multi-generational for families, for grandparents, for singles, for couples, for triples, for multi-generations. We're going in June, the last couple of weeks of June, and there's going to be a trip meeting, informational meeting, on Wednesday, May 30th at 7:30. Some thought it was 7 o'clock at 7:30. This trip will fill up. There will be a waiting list. So come and find out about it. We officially open registration thereafter. And then finally, look, we all will live and we all will die. Hopefully we'll live 120 years like Moses and the death won't come too quickly. But it always comes more quickly than we expect. And the greatest gift that we can give to our families, our loved ones, ourselves, is to take care of the plans for after we die. However that is, whatever you choose to do, to make sure that that's taken care of. Because the hardest thing that we as rabbis and cantor need to do is to help a family not just through a funeral, but through figuring out what to do when a death happens and we're not prepared. Congregation ORME has a relationship with Mount Sinai Memorial Park in Simi Valley, and they help us with pre-need arrangements and services. Pre-need meaning before someone has died. And in fact, because of this partnership, if they've offered to donate $5,000 to the congregation if we sell 5 pre-need properties between now and next year to ORME partners or their friends or family. And in fact, we're already toward the $5,000, so now we're working on a $10,000 donation to help you understand that and to talk about life and death and the challenges and is there an afterlife and more. On Tuesday, June 5th at 7 p.m. at the home of Sandy and Joel Green, we're going to have a conversation with Doreen Kane from Mount Sinai and with me to talk about life and living and death and dying and how to do them all well. There's a flyer out there in the foyer. By the way, notice in orange at the top of your study sheet and in purple at the top of this one, this is a new logo designed by our own Alyssa Linick. Alyssa, raise your hand for a second. And notice the tagline, Congregation ORME, or ORME, your home. Plays out 2 ways. You are home, and it's your home. And you'll start seeing this appear. It's the message of who we are and who we want to be. So let's turn in our prayer books to page 294, and the only time I'm going to ask you to rise is now, if you will. The same pose for standing in yoga, mountain pose, is the same pose when you lie down, called Shavasana, called for some dead man's pose. For standing up and being open is similar to lying down and being open when we're gone. But it actually can be a lot more rewarding if we stand and find that openness and share that openness as we bring our offerings. Tonight we're remembering a lot of loved ones whose openness and goodness, and sometimes their closeness too, helped to bring us into this world and helped us understand the gifts we have to share. Some of you are remembering your loved ones at this time of Kaddish. As I bring my hand around the room, I invite you to mention their names and relationship to you aloud. This evening we remember
Our friend Mary Hirsch.
Ben Cordova.
Our friend Maurice. My parents.
My grandfather, Ray Cohen, my aunt, Harry Freedom.
Maurice Rondo? My aunt and uncle Beatrice and Bernard Schwartz, my mother Bella Kaplan, my nephew Brett Kaplan, my sister-in-law Peter Kaplan.
Brother Louis.
Brother Louis and our parents, Lee and Sam.
Father Jeremy.
May their memories be for blessing, as on page 294 we say, Yit Gadal v'Yit Gadash Shemei Rabbah Alma Divrach Yirutei V'Yamich Malchutei V'Chayechon V'Yomechon V'Chayei V'Kol Beit Yisrael Ba'alav V'Zman Karev V'Yimru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah V'Barach Le'olam Olamei Hamayim Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitfa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shmei kudusha b'richu le'ela minko berachata v'shirata tishbachata v'nechemata damiram v'alma v'imru amen Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen Oseh shalom v'imrumav Yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen.
Oseh shalom v'imrumav, Yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Yaseh shalom.
In a moment, we'll go into the foyer to make Kiddush and Motzi, but I want to introduce just two people. First of all, Mazel Tov to the entire Farbenblum family. We look forward to the Bat Mitzvah tomorrow, a continuation of the many smachot, yes? Smachot that are coming forward. I want to introduce two people. There's so many people here, and make sure you say hello to people you don't know. Particularly over here in the red is Ella Mornerit, right? Who became a bat mitzvah here about 7 years ago. I haven't seen for a while, wandered back in, and we're thrilled you're here with us to worship. All of you who are worshiping over the live stream. And then also in the back corner, just raise your hand, Ruti. Okay, so the reason Ruti's important, dear friend of the congregation, is the art doors. This beautiful design of capturing the wall, the kotel, as well as the stones from Jerusalem, the grape leaves reminding us about the fruit of the vine and the sweetness and the words. The army flame was designed by Ruti back before we did this. So thank you for that. Let's all thank you to Cantor Doug. Thank you to all of you for the Shabbat. Let's go into the other room and we'll make Kiddush and Motzi. Shabbat Shalom.